xiaolaohu, who's a very strong laner as well, or just try to match tit for tat against a world champion bot lane.
I just love the fact that as Hecarim gets the first lock in here for EDG, we've got mid lane picks that can move down that have been completely banned away. Galio, Rise, Twisted Fate, all taken off the board. No map movements coming through to influence the bot lane matchup that we're so hyped to see. And this is going to be a big pick in the series, folks. Meiko, Hung, their most played champion in this split, and Hung on Thesh. It gets people going.
Does, and I'm still more curious about the first pick coming out for the Hecarim. Again, both Jinx and Aphelios are open. I don't think for the side of Viper he really cares which side of the matchup he does fall on. I mean, heck, he also has played as many Jhin games as he had Aphelios. He's played more Ezreal games than he's played Jinx, so we've seen for the EDG bot lane, they don't put that in the highest esteem. Just wanting to have Jiejie on something that will be able to give him influence in these team fights later on. Also, nice access to some early ganks. For the side of FPX, though, they will just lock in the Jinx. So, very safe, very strong bottom lane coming out for them.
Okay, well, Jinx off the board. We rattle our mind. What else is up here, Lyric? Aphelios is the next go-to, right?
Yeah, I mean, right, I feel like it was the typical expected LPL pick man phase. You would see something like Aphelios and then maybe Nautilus come out for Meiko and just enable their 2v2, look for some of the aggression, pair quite well with Jiejie, save your soul laners 4-4-5, see if you can get one of them a decent lane matchup. Gwen is still open as well, though.
Sure.
So I'm never against blind picking a Gwen since we've seen how few answers she does have.
Genius. All right, well, locked in here for Flandre. Do you pick another early top laner here as a counter, or do you just go, hey, we need a jungle, let's get it before it gets banned away?
I think the thing is how comfortable Clid is being pushed off of, you know, maybe the Lee Sin Xin Zhao duo, because you can just opt in to lock in something like the Kennen here or even the Jax, but looks like instead going to be pivoting towards the Corki.
Okay.
We've seen Corki priority fall off a decent bit here in the LPL as of late. I feel like, you know, for numerous reasons. One, like things like Hecarim rising in priority, giving the availability to find this ease of access onto backline carries like FPX. But still, FPX set up very well for standoffs and team fights later in the game. You expect EDG to index into more hard engage options to be able to find the fight. Where for FPX, maybe trying to get yourselves some peel, and more curiously, you know, where are they going to go in terms of junglers?
And with Corki as well, I realized last piece of map movement available. And Lyric, you and I are talking in the break. Apparently, a bit confusing there. We're still 12.2, guys. Corki hasn't been touched. Package timer as per normal, not your nerfed version. I hope that was easier to understand this time around.
that was a great way.
Good.
You know, people don't need to know about our debate in the break, but yeah. Corki still left untouched, 12.2. Here in the LPL, we will be on 12.2 as long as we feel like, maybe forever.
as long as we feel like. Yep, sorry. Continue.
For EDG, actually opting to take out something like the Jarvan, not wanting to give FPX options to punish the Aphelios on the opposing side, since it is FPX the ones who've been able to take away the mobility of the Thesh. And earlier we were highlighting that Meiko probably did want to go towards that Nautilus pick, so FPX taking that one away as well. You do have like certain unfavorable matchups or like slightly unfavorable you can go towards right. There's always still things like Leona's left available if EDG just want to keep indexing into that engage that we hit on.
Okay, but on the other side, let's go back to what you're talking about. Clid on the Lee Sin. They said they weren't going to pick up the jungle here. Finds its way through. FPX now have that option for Clid. Whether he wants to pick it up now, as the Kennen is the last ban away. Clid's Lee Sin. Doesn't matter if you're an LPL fan from the JDG days, when Clid was on the roster in 2018, almost making it to Worlds. Or if you remember him on his time in SKT, or any Lee Sin performance he's ever had. Clid returns on it once again. A signature pick for the man, leaving top lane counterpick for xiaolaohu. Counterpick against EDG's final call.
I was going to say, I mean, for xiaolaohu, he could have already had counterpick, right? The fact that EDG have already shown their top laner, but that's what I want to highlight. Nice Kennen ban coming out from the side of EDG. We hit on how we expected the Leona to be picked up for the side of Edward Gaming as well. And then this has become the new stock considered matchup in the LPL. With the, you know, amount of ways to set up the ball, we've been seeing Orianna priority rise way up and Victor slowly fall out of the meta. So nice ball delivery on the side of EDG. Jax being the only thing left open that we do typically see into that Gwen matchup. Breathe has been someone who's been willing to pull out the Akali, but I definitely think Jax has been more of a xiaolaohu staple. And now there we go. FPX have the 1-4 pressure coming in. If the Jax can be able to get online, you have great wave clear coming in on your side. A bit of pick potential coming out with the Lee Sin and the Thesh. So we're on the opposing side, right? For EDG, wanting to take those like front-to-back team fights, wanting it to be, I'd say, like open space, right? River in lanes, not necessarily getting picked off or getting choked out in the enemy jungle. They have really nice ball delivery coming out from both Leona and Hecarim, and we have had way too many annoying Gwen clips come out lately, so we already know what she does.
Yeah, she's cute.
My God.
Gwen's nice and cute, man. Takes us to sewing class, and we all have to just sit there and snip away. I think the amount of people that are letting Gwen through, Lyric, was it you I had this conversation with the fact that there's things like Jax, Camille, everyone's like, oh, we can take this into Gwen. It never really works out, does it? Gwen always finds a way, somehow.
Yeah, I feel like the only pick we've seen be, like, comparable is, like, Jace has actually done surprisingly well this split.
Yeah.
We just have, Jace has just been banned so consistently here in the LPL.
Sure.
Kennen we've been seeing a lot of impact on in team fights, but I feel like the Jax hasn't really panned out in terms of how teams have been wanting to play out the game. So, I mean, ridiculous champion coming out for Flandre. So for EDG, they should be feeling pretty good. And we're going to be looking at, I think, especially Klid, seeing what he will be able to do, what he could find in this early game. You have setup in bot, you have a winning matchup in top.
Okay, well, get a xiaolaohu ahead. We know what happens with the comp. FPX versus EDG. It's not our summer finals rematch, although it is. Ladies and gentlemen, FPX are completely different, but EDG, FPX, our match of the week coming through. These guys brewing up a recency rivalry. Both world champions now, by the way. 2019 for the Phoenix, 2021 for Edward and his gaming legion. We welcome you back to Summoner's Rift in game number 1, where we're hoping this series will deliver after EDG got hit in the head with a fork by Weibo Gaming, and FPX got put in the fridge, but no one defrosted it. And in this early game, I tell you what, we're actually going into the freezer. Lwx with press the attack activated. He didn't burn any summoners, but he got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, EDG now getting full control over this bot side. Gonna even put a bit more damage on the table. Would be, you know, they're gonna put a ward down. Does look like the reason why Lwx went so far forward is FPX's bot lane actually did get a ward on the opposing red buff, so they will be able to spot out where Jiejie has started. Nope.
Okay. Well,
I mean, to be fair, right? You're right. He didn't actually lose anything. You are going to get to lane a little bit late, but EDG's bot lane is helping a leash for Jiejie, so you're not going to really lose anything too insurmountable. Klid, though, solo starting on the opposite side. We've already highlighted how FPX doesn't really matter what the draft has been. It has really just been hammer resources into the bottom lane. That's one of the nice things about LPL teams typically, is that it doesn't typically matter how they draft. They're gonna follow their identities and their strong suits home no matter what.
True, you know, it's very obvious as to what path they're going to take. Speaking of, the bottom right-hand corner, you guys just seen a quick replay here where Lwx was back in a greedy position. Luckily, didn't have to burn any of the summoners. He gets away. As we're on live, Scout is bullying out Gori. And Lyric, you were talking about this in draft, that we are seeing this matchup more and more. A lot more Orianna's having a great time bullying out the Corki in the first 10, 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you just outrange him, right? Being able to consistently look for those QW combos like we saw on our screen. You take Ares, you're getting even more agency, more value out of the short trades you're getting from that. If he ever does get in range of you to go for an E, we even got to see it there. He has his own shield available. So really having all the tools necessary to deal with the Corki in this mid lane.
I was going to ask you, but I'm going to pause on that because Scout might be in trouble. Airy used once again from Scout. He's low on mana. He's sticking with the wave. Klid behind. Waiting for that Sonic Wave with the Ward Hop as well. Sonic Wave going to be flushed away from by Scout. And Gori even survives through. So a big win here with EDG's mid laner sent packing.
Yeah, you've seen Scout like feeling the pressure he's putting up, wanting to continuously dominate Gori in the mid lane, exposes himself to the early gank to come out from Klid. And just really nice punish coming out from them. Gori still will have to recall, has the TP available though, so we should be fine overall. Looking at the map state in general, Jiejie already going with this full clear, so is ahead of the Lee Sin as you would expect, even just in the matchup, but especially with Klid opting into that early gank. xiaolaohu going for the reset top though doesn't give him an opportunity to punish this Jax on the top side.
Going to be walking back to lane, though. So teleport's available, choosing not to use it as Flandre. Note he's gone with the Ignite this game, Lwx. We've seen a couple of renditions, Exhaust. I think we've even seen a flash at one point, Ghost. But this time around, very much looking for the kill threat in the lane that he's already winning up with a massive massive minion wave pushed into the turret. As Flandre's finally able to make his back through.
EDG's bot lane, though, looking for a bit of aggression. Sadly, not able to land from Meiko. Both junglers are on this bottom side. FPX are the ones who do have more vision down, so if Jiejie starts to make his way over... Actually, they do have a control ward, so would not be spotted out if Jiejie wanted to come posture around and look for anything. But it looks like Klid is going to be on his merry way. In the first 5 minutes of the game, going surprisingly smooth. Like, Hung still hasn't flashed.
Oh my god. It's a sin at this point, isn't it? Hung always flashes forward. He flashes.
You wrote a love letter about it.
I did. It was beautiful. And it was to my mother. And she doesn't even watch League of Legends, but now she understands exactly how I feel about Hung. If anyone missed out on that, I guess you could say content at its finest, question mark.
It is. It brings me back to the days of the bed, which, you know, we won't highlight here because we're not going to promote other content.
Well,
but the bed,
it is
amazing content piece.
Thank you. You know, I do try. You know, I drive to YouTube, I guess. No, you brought it up. You brought it up. It's a bit of shameless self-promotion.
I'm going to bring up now Klid making his way around.
Yeah,
is Jiejie going to come out?
All right, well, on a ward here, Jiejie going to dodge away from the Sonic Wave. Setting up the W bit of healing as Jiejie hits level 5. Look at this guy rampaging around. Quick couple of helicopter spins. Jiejie forcing away. And he's got a CS lead here, Lwx. That's what we like to see out of the world champion jungler.
It also just goes with what he's been doing all game, right? Full clear his jungler, now making his way into enemy territory. Looks like some pings coming out around mid, though. Gori is incredibly low. No ult, though, but xiaolaohu's going to be here as well.
Leap strike over to the ward. Scout's level 6. But as Gori runs away, he's low on mana. Jiejie coming back in. Helicopter of a different kind this time. A two-man counter-strike is Klid. Not level 6 himself, but the shockwave brings them back. Will it be enough as Klid? Is it melee range? xiaolaohu jumping in again, flashes in. Needs one more. Scout on the run as well. Jiejie survives for now, but low mana bar onto Scout. Klid returns in Sonic Wave, but Meiko saving the play. The EDG support won't keep his mid laner alive, but at least gives Jiejie the other kill. Meiko, you absolute legend.
It's great to see from him. It's also so disheartening for the side of FPX being so clever. Showing Klid through mid, just like he's tracking down towards bot side, bringing over xiaolaohu at the same time. But like you're hitting on, Meiko completely turning the play on its head. And now for EDG being the ones with pressure. We're going to see how it panned out, right? xiaolaohu pathing down on top after he pushed in the wave. Sadly, the E from Jiejie not really able to get any agency. xiaolaohu still being able to come into the enemy team. They are able to get a bit of damage off with Scout's ultimate. But as you see on your minimap, EDG's bot lane did go for a reset. Yeah. Meiko is able to get here first. xiaolaohu and Klid, though, are already committed, so they do follow up for the kill. We do see that they are able to get Scout, but 1 for 2 in the end.
Fighting! EDG's bottom lane in trouble. Ignite going down. It looks like Klid got into the lane first, and Lwx picks up a kill because of it. So, Lwx, we come back to gold. Now more even than when we left it.
Wait, but this is what I love to see, right? We come straight into the match. Hung's flash is down. Klid is bot lane. That's the FPX we know and love. xiaolaohu has no flash.
No, he doesn't, but he has a leap strike and the ulti available. Counter-strike to go in. Jiejie running in as well. Onslaught of Shadow sends him right back into the needlework. And a knockback as well. Holding on for dear life. Flandre drops to the dirt. And the world champions are ramping this one up.
And let's remember that this play comes as a byproduct of a few things from the roam that xiaolaohu made down towards the mid lane. Comes down towards the mid lane, commits his flash. The reason why he doesn't have flash up right now. The other thing is it allowed Flandre to push the wave into turret because we saw the setup of that play was the bounce back up in top side going towards Flandre's side of the lane. So xiaolaohu being in a position where Jiejie is able to gank. The byproducts of cause and effect.
Well, gold swings back. Look at the gold lead just jump up. 1,000 and then some in change. 8 minutes and Klid just sneaking past. He wants to go towards mid, but Meiko's waiting for him again. Support diff stepping out. I don't know if you want to say that as a shockwave comes through. Klid's going to die in front of the Herald, and Jiejie can go right back on top of it.
I mean, it was sneaky, right? Went over the wall with the ward, tries to make it around, but Meiko had already made his way down. And as we see, Hung never even started to rotate over. FPX's bot lane trying to commit to the bottom side, so a bit of a miscalculation coming out from Clid is going to lend itself to an uncontested Herald over to the side of EDG. And even EDG's bot lane not really losing out on anything, as we see now. They get back to lane, they're going to be able to pick up this wave, and their bot lanes will be about even in CS.
And it's interesting because even though we saw the 2v2 with Hung and LWX more towards the condition we talked about, Thelma Louise on FPX's side, Chewbacca and Han Solo, Viper and Meiko, you got to guess which one is which. Lyric, we haven't seen so much of the focus coming through, bar that one gank. There's been a lot of focus around mid, and Meiko's been leading the lane a lot. Second time that he's been there before someone like Hung, and it's making all the difference in the world to EDG's early gold lead.
And I feel like we've seen it come out as a byproduct of like Scout versus Gori, right? Because like, sure, this is a winning matchup. We've seen this matchup go both ways. We've seen some players mess it up and actually the Corki come out ahead. We have seen a lot of domination from the Orianna, and it's leaving Scout pushed out. It's leaving him vulnerable. So FPX trying to punish the aggression coming out from him. And it's nice that after the early gank that Clid put into mid, that EDG adapted and started bringing Meiko, started bringing Jiejie up around this mid lane. But FPX now going to transition to this early dragon. Jiejie, though, looking for another opportunity up on top side. xiaolaohu, very smart to realize, hey, my team's going for dragon. I don't know where enemy is. I need to back off.
But an ultimate used onto LWX and a cleanse as a response. So Meiko, not caring about the dragon, wants to burn that summoner, does so as the wave crashes back into them. And while dragon's going on, it's the Herald mentioned, going towards the top side, and first turret blood for Flandre. Very real possibility while FPX try quick to trade.
And this is honestly the most attention I feel like Flandre's been getting all split long from his jungler. Gets a gank, gets the Herald, even Scout making his way up here as well. I mean, it looks like they should be able to get 2 turrets off this, right? We don't see Gori making his way over, Clid on the opposite side of the map. Yeah, EDG are chilling.
They are. There's going to be a massive gold trade in a turret going down at 10 minutes, 45 seconds. Scout and Jiejie share the gold while Viper getting the wave clear. And FPX have no wave to play with. The turret stays standing for now, slowing the game down, giving EDG 3,000 in the bank.
And we have seen FPX's bottom lane still like whittling down this turret and getting all the plating gold, so they're getting a bit back, but still not a worthwhile trade now. Gonna try and commit to a play bot. The problem with this is you're waiting for after EDG's play is already finished, the recalls have already come out, so Jiejie, of course, will be able to start pathing down towards this bottom side of the rift, just in case any shenanigans do break out. Heck, all of EDG on the bottom side of the map with where the wave is up in top side. Curious to see if xiaolaohu will try to freeze this and, get a bit of gold under his belt.
Yeah.
It will force Flandre to like a really awkward position of having to play on the bot side of the map, looking for plays, trying to force off FPX's bot lane, but still, it could blow up the game for EDG if it goes well. If not, xiaolaohu's just going to get a free way of, getting some gold under his belt and scaling into the game.
Because remember, we still got plating up, so when you talk about blowing up the game, I can see why. I mean, Flandre's zoning, Clid has to come on in. Gori stuck in the mid lane for now as 160 gold goes directly to Flandre. There's a hook that will come out, but remember, W exists. After the Hallowing Mist is looked away from Gori and Scout battling it out once more. Jiejie on the wing. This Hecarim has Ghost. Chilling Smite, Onslaught of Shadows.
Has Turbo Chem Tank as well. We've already seen how much damage that has done this season ever since the change to the item has come out with, the initial burst of that damage after you get the charges. Yep. They're going to be able to find any plays around mid, though. We see Flandre, putting some pressure down on bot side while the wave was up towards that inhibitor turret. Now going to make his way back up towards top. And, you're already hitting on Mythics coming out. We're finally starting to see Mythics come out for the side of FPX as well. Kraken Slayer now picked up for LWX. He really has the big beneficiary this game, just being left alone with that bottom lane turret. You can see only left on one plate for the side of EDG's bottom lane.
Done a good job, and you've got to get some gold somewhere for FPX. So I like that you point out the core focus went into this series, guys. We're going to be talking a lot about the 2v2 in the bottom lane, a lot about these players and their influence in the game. While you're talking about Mythics, I also want to point out that Hex Trinket means we're slowing down here for Gori. We'll be heading towards that first item shortly, which seems to be the Manamune as usual. While on the other side, we already talked about Mythics. I also want to point out that Scout's pretty close. Flandre pretty close, I think, after getting a lot of gold inherited to it in the turret, and the gold plating earlier down in the bottom lane too. So, Lyric, for now, while we're talking about these items, we just go back to farming until the next dragon, next Herald, which coincidentally will be spawning within 10 seconds of each other.
Yeah, it does look like EDG want to try and punish a mistake. You can see Jiejie's been hovering up towards the top side. I think he was waiting for xiaolaohu to show first, and when he didn't, started hovering around mid to see if they can find something. In the end, though, the resets will just come off. And like you said, it feels like both teams just waiting for the objective play to come out. Clid, though, going to start hovering around mid, as you've highlighted the focus has been. For FPX now, just a matter of time before you are going to be able to try and find some pressure in mid and be able to break open the spot lane turret. But now with Ludens coming out for the Orianna, and you highlighting the Gore Drinker for the side, Hex Drinker, I'm sorry, for the side of Gori. Gore Drinker is a different item.
Yes, it is.
Potentially get a team fight, which I would say EDG are squarely favored in terms of item advantage. Already have pressure through mid. You can see they're already making their way down towards spot to push that one out. And get some nice vision control for this dragon.
Just looking at TP advantage, if there is one that exists here, but Flandre's just came off of cooldown, so that unleashed teleport, that'll be there quite shortly as Meiko gets hooked on in the zap as well. Sonic Wave connects a half HP Leona, who is just about to eclipse out. Ignite was put down by Hung as well, and Gori now with the package as he moves on in. Scout's level 11 with his Shockwave, though, worth mentioning, as EDG have moved away from River for the time being, Lyric. Vision given back over to FPX, so we're playing the old Russell Tussle game of Vision until someone finally makes a move.
Yeah, EDG trying to get their wave sorted, right? Trying to enter the wave in bot, both waves pushed into mid. Package really going to be the thing we have to keep our eye on for the side of FPX. For EDG, I feel like it's a lot if Jiejie, I'm sorry, can be able to get onto that back line with the onslaught of shadows. Both teams posturing, waiting for it.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Clid.
Yeah, I am. Where is he? EDG are in front of Dragon. There's 5 members, though. You talked about package being huge. Well, Lwx is going straight to the bottom side turret. Package to zone off, but that's going to expire very shortly. And while the turret goes down, Lwx joins in. Now that big tool without any big ones available, while Jiejie behind enemy lines. It's the Rohirrim about to come through. I love this scene in the movie. As Jiejie flies through, he gets absolutely no one. Sauron wins. EDG walking away in FPX. Now they got full advantage in front of the Dragon. Waiting for that shockwave to come through. It's back and forth. Clid's still on the wing. Nothing's happening yet, Lyric. Clid's going to be on a ward, and back we go. We do the dance.
And remember, in these extended standoffs, I mean, Corki and Jinx having a range advantage over the opposition at this point, so you can see EDG not wanting to go for the extended standoff and say, hey, fine, you could have the second dragon. We're going to trade for gold in the mid lane.
Okay, well, turret's just going to drop down. So, yeah, two dragons, though, for FPX, and it's an Ocean Soul. So you have to start thinking, FPX are behind 3,000 gold at the 16-minute mark. But Lyric, we already talked about the Jack scaling, how he's going to play in the side lane. We know we see Corki, Jinx. It's still not done and dusted. They've still got the Dragon win condition to play towards. EG might have had a stronger early game, but it feels like FPX have got a lot of those opportunities you talked about in draft still available.
Oh yeah, FPX have been able to hold on, right? They didn't really get blown up too much. Sure, they did lose 2 turrets top very early on, but FPX have been able to hold on. The fact that they're sitting on 2 dragons means maybe they'll be able to put some pressure on EDG if they can secure that next one. And they have the package, so they'll be able to sync up Gori's timings with it quite nicely.
Okay, solo play comes through. Just dodge away. Easily done. So, nice little dark passage there from Hung. And as LWS escapes once again using his cleanse off a cooldown, Meiko liking to take it with a solar flare.
You know, Hysterics, yesterday, I had a 62 kill game.
Did.
We had the re-debut of Uzi.
That was big.
We had back doors and throws. Here we are with 6 kills.
Sonic Wave comes through, and you're right, only 6 kills. Not my LPL. Hung with a great hook again. The Flay, the Fox, the Sonic Wave again after he flashes away. Clid not willing to take it with Viper holding Gravitum. So only 6 kills, Lyric. You're right. Why is our match of the week so slow?
Well, byproduct of what champions we are seeing, though, looks like EDG might be able to find this one. xiaolaohu does have flash, but you have a tremendous amount of CC with Jiejie on this Hecarim, but no, not going to opt into the play into the end. You do have the Rift Herald up, and you've already gotten the other outer turrets down, the only inner turret. You've also gotten 1 inner turret top, so I feel like bot lane is the obvious focus for the side of Edward Gaming.
Yeah, it is. Again, items already picked up. Second ones we'll be talking about very shortly. In fact, with the second for Lwx, ignore me. Teleport's going to come through. EDG pure brute forcing this one. Herald makes number 4. As Geraldina comes through, Lyric looking for the inner turret charge while the AD carries sit mid. Wonder how far EDG are going to try and take this one.
I mean, for EDG, right, they're losing a turret top, so going to try and get a lot of value out of this one. If they can get 2 turrets like they did the last time, would be greatly worth for them in extending their gold lead.
And xiaolaohu just backs away. So EDG with 2 turrets yet again. Big gold injection. And almost 5,000 gold ahead once more. Gori going to be trading that up in the top side, so it is turrets for turrets. 6 kills remain the same. And, you know, it's nothing like yesterday. Very jealous you got to cast Uzi yesterday, by the way, because now no one has to ask where Uzi is anymore. They just ask how. How is Uzi?
No. Now is when people start asking, where's Doggo? The real question. But, you know, about to hit that 20-minute mark. Baron about to be on the map, so with Dragon still about a minute and a half away. Some wards coming down towards the top side from Meiko, getting some nice control wards down, trying to deny some vision, but FPX's normal wards are in pretty solid spots, so we'll at least be able to maintain some. I like FPX, so getting xiaolaohu pushing in the bottom lane, getting some vision down towards that bottom side, because you know for them, their priority is going to be getting the Ocean Soul right now, sitting on 2 dragons. One more would put a ton of pressure under the side of EDG, but hey, EDG have been trading for gold this whole time. They're in a pretty good position in terms of items, especially when you look at Scout compared to Gori.
Oh yeah, that's a Seraph's Embrace. Fully completed there, so 2-item Orianna. And we'll have a 2-item Aphelios for Viper soon as well. That Collector shortly going to be completed. I was talking in that small almost fight that ended up just being a turret push. Lwx has a rapid fire cannon and a pickaxe, so CS difference, the early kill coming through, that is making a bit of a difference for the FPX AD carry. Again, the person to watch that we talked about, despite FPX being down in gold, it feels like Lwx is going to have massive impact in the fight. As we all know Jinxes do. Jinx is not new. We know what the meta is. We know what AD carries do in this field. Nothing surprising, Lyric. And in 35 seconds, we kind of get to answer the question in how much Lwx will do with Gori now picking up package as well.
I feel like a lot of this hinges on Jiejie, right? If Jiejie can find a more impactful ult than in the last fight, then, I mean, that's how EDG can take it. If not, if we get to a point where you aren't able to find the engage, FPX will come out ahead. It was very hard for them to try to come from multiple angles last time because FPX had control of bot lane, and they can just send xiaolaohu to get this control once again.
Yeah, hovering around the wall, though. Hung going to be taking a ward here, but remember, Scout's damage going to be something to look for as well. Clear the only one to take the blast cone over. Gori's package in hand. Another thing to watch. Ward's getting dropped down by EDG. Glid wants that flanking angle once again, and there's no deep ward from EDG this time around. That spotted him out last time. Jiejie walking in by himself as the Sonic Wave connects, but Dragon, this will be number 3 for the Phoenix. As Gori last time lined the river.
And for FPX, I mean, I think they're playing this one correctly.
Doing it again.
Just kind of putting out the poke.
A little bit short this
still
time.
waiting on the flank.
Hung with a great hook, though, into the chomper. Super Mega Death Rocket on top of Flandre. Trying to buy their time as Viper gets a decent ulti himself, but EDG now walking in pretty confidently. Clid trying to take this one down with xiaolaohu over the wall. Health bars blinking a bit from EDG, but Jiejie going in for the steal, doesn't find it. A 2-man shockwave enough, though, to take the start of the fight. Edward giving him a double kill to Meiko. Somehow that happens, Lyric, but the goal still given over for the cost of the soul point.
And now for the side of EDG, they can just go for this Baron. Looks like FPX want to respond by pushing down on that bot side. They do have a wave because xiaolaohu did push that one out right before the dragon comes through. I mean, I feel like for the side of EDG, right, they just get so much agency coming out from this Baron. Nice by FPX to respond and find some gold back. They should be able to steal away Krugs and get a little bit more gold under their belt. Now the question is, what can EDG do with this Baron? FPX is on soul point. Going to be getting a solid amount of value out from that Ocean Soul if they can pick it up. So EDG now, 2 minutes, 56 seconds. What can you guys do?
Going to be a big Baron play because, again, soul point after that. Lyric replay time as EDG try to steal this one out from under the nose of Clip.
Yeah, we see EDG just getting punished by the amount of poke coming out from them. They wait for the moment to just go for the steal. They aren't able to combo it through, but still the fact that xiaolaohu commits to the pit means that once the shockwave does come out as well as Jiejie, they are able to pick up those 2 kills.
Meiko's got a bounty. He's the only one on EDG with a bounty after that. So, feeling it. And I love it. I think it's the Eclipse got one and then Shield of Daybreak, or even just the passive got the other. So,
you know, with the amount of times we saw supports get robbed last year for MVPs, I am totally down for the support uprising.
Dude, I am. Ming is in that category.
Ming, the fact, oh
Meiko,
my god, that one's the most atrocious.
Oh, dude, I mean, Garl of this, Garl of that. I just want to see Meiko spammed in Twitch chat. There's no way that man got enough MVPs last year. Sorry, Ming got enough MVPs. Spam last year. Damn, almost had to copy pass it down pat. Lyric, Baron's up. You talked about it in the play that needs to come through. Flandre's on one lane. Ugh. EDG in the mid lane. Top side is being matched.
xiaolaohu.
And they're going to make the TP play. This will be huge for FPX. A teleport to get on out. Hung needs the hook, but spotted out just in time. Hung stops it over the wall, and the whole of FPX here to hit him with Glory. Gori survives, and that stops the Baron in its track.
And it's gotten to such an annoying point in the game for the side of EDG, right? Like, you just got the Baron, but you're up against Corki Jinx. They have a tremendous amount of wave clear. We saw, like, okay, they pushed their waves in, but they aren't able to get anything done. Then you have xiaolaohu at a point where he is pressuring in this side lane, so was able to get the push in that top side. TP's in there, able to pick up the kill. So EDG, it's going to be really hard to find anything without being in a situation where you bring FPX out of their base to find a team fight. But we've seen in every potential team fight, FPX's poke is just giving them so much of a win, but we're going to get the replay here. Flandre pushing out, trying to get the teleport off. Hung, though, lands the hook, and yeah, that's all she wrote.
Yep.
Goodbye, Flandre.
The fact that Gori almost died, kind of hilarious, but 5 members stand strong. Baron again stopped with EDG running it on 4 members for the next 30 seconds. Baron power play at 1200. Soul point already acquired. The soul itself in 1:45. FPX haven't been feeling like, or at least showing us, that they're down 5,000 gold, Lyric. This has felt like a pretty close game. And it's getting worse and worse with Lwx picking up items now with the Infinity Edge. Gori starting to pick up some of his core items as well, with the Ludens now completed. Even the side lane we talked about with xiaolaohu, he's got the Blade of the Ruined King, so 2-item jacks. That is going to be a bit of a menace once this Baron goes down.
Ooh, look at top, though.
Is it going to be a 1v1? Teleport being committed by EDG. Nowhere near the Dragon's teleport play. Can he get snipped to death before it? No! Gori gets out, if only, with about 100 HP.
Yeah, Gori gets out. Nice as well. I mean, gets away pushed out. Dragon's going to come up in a minute. You don't go down, so we'll at least be able to, make do with this one. Now we're going to see if EDG can finally pull it out, right? We've seen every time they've postured around Dragon so far, FPX have been able to come out with the Dragon. For EDG, you probably want to look for what you did the first time, right? Because FPX have been very smart about committing xiaolaohu to pushing out in the bot side, making sure they always have a way to get around the Dragon pit and threaten that flank. For EDG, they've typically been the ones keeping up pressure in mid, and if they could look to do that, try and bring the Hecarim in from behind, it could be a way of working. But look at FPX's jungle. They have so many wards on their flank to spot out if Jiejie does look for that same play.
It's a double flash. Lwx and Hung again. I don't think Hung flashes backwards too many times, but they were threatened. Now with blinking health bars, you can see that the bottom lane running scared. The bottom lane push-in begins as Viper starts poking from the wing. Scout loses himself the Banshees, I believe, and FPX are going to continue this push here, Lyric. Sonic Wave connects onto Viper, but over the wall, Scout a big deal.
Yeah, and now they're gonna start pulling out the Dragon. I feel like they're trying to force this package to be used by Gori. Then for the side of EDG, I just want to see them finally pull the trigger since they have forced out those flashes.
Grabbing him onto Clid, but that's not going to stop him onto the Dragon. They want to take it. It's gone. EDG deny the soul point. Clid can't come in for the steal.
But look at Lwx.
And he's running for the base. This Jinx just wants to try and open up the inhibitor turret. Backs coming through from EDG. Lwx is going to get excited. He's going to get away from this, Lyric. That's a decent move.
Yeah, that was a really nice move coming out from the side of FPX, realizing, hey, our flashes are forced out. We got caught out by the side of EDG. How do we turn this into a worthwhile play? We're already on 3 Dragons. They're only on their first. They can have this one. Translate that for a turret, but EDG looking for it again. That's
a Banshee's Veil now back up and available for any counterplay. Hung and
Soul's back up as well.
And a Shockwave will hit both of them over the wall. The Shockwave pulls him in. Onslaught of Shadow's Blade, but Jiejie finishes off the job and walks out with his head held high. EDG with the pick in front of Baron, Lyric, 35 seconds. And setup is now all theirs.
Yeah, finally, really clever pick coming out from EDG when they haven't been winning these standoffs, so nice to see them try something different. Even the patience coming out from them, instead of just having Jiejie running straight in, waiting until Scout is able to guarantee the Shockwave. And now it looks like Scout going to spawn out xiaolaohu.
On the wrong side. EDG converging on the position. Look at the pings come through.
The STP. We've seen this before.
We've seen this twice already. Failed once. And successful the other, only just with Gori. xiaolaohu, he knows he'll be knocked away. ultimate, or not actually there. Viper coming in with a Gale Force as well. Counter-strike, ulti from Viper. A flash response, solar flare as well. He goes golden as a shockwave from Scout on the back end. That's the real hero play. The teacher is still the teacher as FPX are absolutely obliterated while Flandre on another angle looking for Gori. All of a sudden, this game looks like it could be in the bag for EDG.
Yeah, and I think it is. I like the call of ADG realizing, hey, you know, we have 30-second death timers. Let's just go for the push. Pushing down their inhibitors has been so hard, so not going to go for the perceived maybe safer play. Just go for this inhib. Maybe look for the end. Flandre has TP.
So they find the end. It's a good question. 20 seconds on 3 members. Lwx, 4 damage source down. Teleport from Flandre. EDG barreling up mid as Hung gets a good hook, but he's trying to delay it. Goes golden in the middle. Gori clearing the wave. Meanwhile, sacrificing his life so the game does not end. EDG walk away. They've got a Baron to attend to, but the game feels pretty hard from now on.
Yeah, I think that is such a huge win for the side of EDG. Like, it can't be overstated. We saw how much trouble they were having breaking down those inhibitor turrets, even when they had Baron up against the just amount of wave clear coming out from the Corki and the Jinx. Now having that one down, having the pressure to rely on. If they can pick up this Baron, this will be huge.
Viper just hitting it over the wall. The turret shockwave again is a 2-man. Gori running into his ex-teammate, and Scout is putting on a clinic this game, zoning from over the wall. Clip with a sonic wave. He'll go in on this one. The kick backwards as Baron is secured, but Scout's going to buy time. Over the wall, Jiejie with an onslaught of death. Lwx can only watch as Gori does the same. Lyric, Baron, another kill to bite the dust, and EDG with just about 10,000 gold in game 1.
Man, is Scout Shockwave on a lower cooldown? Because I swear to God, we are seeing this one every time he comes up on the screen.
Use the embrace, man. It's working out well.
Yeah, it is working out beautifully as we see now. The pick that they found onto xiaolaohu having to commit his flash, but Scout, once again, really the true hero here, comes in from behind, blocks 2 members down with the ultimate, lands the W to follow up with a damage Jiejie commits. And on the opposite side, Meiko providing the shield, making sure Viper doesn't go down. And now it should all but be decided, right? You've picked up the gold. You have massive item advantages. You have super minions coming in from mid. You have the Baron buff minions coming up from bot. Now for EDG, can they close it out?
Well, channeling through mid for now. Flandre using the Baron buff. 4 members on the other side. And through bot, I mean, Flandre even just escorting the wave. Immune in the nick of time against Hung as this cannon minion's going to be doing a bit of work for now. Viper making sure Gori doesn't stand there on auto. Buying a bit of time for FPX. How long can they defend this base? Top wave looks like it's a bit of a standstill for now. Might not even be relevant as EDG finally with this next one get on in. 2 inhibitors going to be down, Lyric. And they're pretty strong, but I guess they're going to be escorting another wave or waiting for a misstep from FPX.
Yeah, for the side of FPX, right? I feel like you just keep doing what you're doing, trying to build some poke. Ooh,
will this be decided? Gori has package. Not spotted out as it lines down through the middle, but the onslaught of Shadow Jiejie goes in anyway. He's absorbing so much damage, but doesn't die. Viper gets a huge Moonlight Vigil. Scout still holding onto the Shockwave into the backline. Meiko does it again. Shockwave brings them backwards, and Scout pulling down the student. Gori has to watch as this EDG mid laner styles on the newbie.
Really great performance coming out from Scout from level 1, right? He was dominating that mid lane matchup, pulling so much pressure and attention towards the mid lane. Then in the mid and late game, my God, this guy became a shockwave machine.